Thanks for being with us.
Good to be with you. Thank you.
You clearly have reservations about Chuck Hagel. What would you say is your biggest issue with him?
Well, I wanted to get an explanation about his position in regards to Iran. He has been very reluctant to support tough sanctions against Iran. Iran's an extremely dangerous country. Senator Hagel and I served together. He's a good person. I agree with a lot of his positions in regards to Iraq. I certainly believe that the president should be able to have his team. But the advice and consent of the Senate is a very important responsibility. We have to do it independently, and there are questions that need to be answered.
He says now that when he used the phrase Jewish lobby, he meant the Israel lobby. What do you make of that, and what kind of questions, if there are any, would you like to ask him about that?
Well, Senator Hagel on a couple of occasions used language that he should not have used. He's apologized for his language about a gay person. His use of the pro-Jewish lobby was inappropriate. These are of concerns and matters I want to talk personally to Senator Hagel about.
If it weren't Chuck Hagel, who would you prefer to see in that position? If you look at his background, I mean, obviously decorated Vietnam veteran, shrapnel in his chest. There are some people who point to that alone as, you know, he has tremendous experience that many others who've served in that position do not have.
Well, this is President Obama's choice. It's not who I would prefer to see as Secretary of Defense. Senator Hagel has a distinguished record serving in Vietnam. I served with him on the Foreign Relations Committee. I very much admired his independence in regards to our involvement in Iraq. I think he spoke from his own personal convictions, and we agreed on that issue. So I think it's important for us to let the process go forward. It should be an open and fair nominating process with the confirmation hearings, and we'll see. But I do have questions. These questions need to be addressed, and we'll see where it goes.
What's the number one question? I know you've asked for a one-on-one meeting with him. Let's say you get your one-on-one meeting, and he walks into the room. What's the first thing you ask him?
Well, it's going to be about, I understand his reluctance to use our military, but will he stand strong against those who threaten us in support of terrorism? And his comments about direct negotiations with terrorist groups. There'll be questions that I'll ask. I don't serve on the Armed Services Committee that conducts the hearing.
Right.
So it's an opportunity when he comes to my office to get these questions answered.